Well, I guess this is a bonus, more than a twofer, and this actually just recently just found out about it. So while it's still fresh, I just like to talk about uh, some K-pop developments. Uh, well, it's not really surprising, but I would say that but after everything that has happened with Adore and Hype, with all the problems with, well, I guess the the problems between Adore CEO Min Hee Jin, um, and I think karma is hitting back pretty hard. Now, I've mentioned this in my previous video with regards to my previous with regards to how what with regards to the story so far between the dispute between Adore's CEO Min Hee Jin and Hybe, the umbrella company, wherein at the moment what happened is in the recent Adore stockholders meeting, I guess. Hybe replaced two of Min Hee Jin's deputies and installed three Hybe people to basically control Min Hee Jin. Now, at this point, I think Adore is pretty much controlled by Hybe, but I guess it doesn't end there for Min Hee Jin, because if you before this, Min Hee Jin Hybe filed a criminal complaint against Min Hee Jin for I think it's breach of duty, but it's a criminal complaint, so they have that. And then B-Lift Lab, the label that handles Eyelit, whom Min Hee Jin accused of plagiarizing in her group New Jeans, filed a defamation suit against them, which I personally think is very deserved and rightly so. And then Source Music then also filed a defamation suit against Min Hee Jin for what she said against Les Seraphim. Now, with regards to Eyelit, Min Hee Jin accused Eyelit for plagiarizing her concept. People would say New Jeans. But for Source Music, which is the label for Les Seraphim, they're accusing Min Hee Jin they're suing her for damages for damaging their reputation. Since Min Hee Jin was talking about New Jeans was supposed to be the first girl group released by Hybe, but what actually happened was that Min Hee Jin was supposed to be working for Source Music to release that girl group, but since then she wanted her own label, and at the same time she felt that the trainees, which would become New Jeans, needed more practice. So at the end of it, it wasn't Hybe's decision to scrap New Jeans and release the Seraphim earlier, but it was actually Min Hee Jin, since she wanted more time to prepare. So that debunked whatever Min Hee Jin said, and also, aside from the other negative media that Les Seraphim was getting, now there's actually I would say karma hits hard, because it actually hurts. There's actually a fourth issue now, but it's not yet a lawsuit. It's actually more of a, I would say, maybe a complaint, since New Jeans' recent release, no, not recent, first comeback release, which is Bubblegum, is actually being called by others as that they copied or they plagiarized. You guys use the term Min Hee Jin would use, plagiarized a Shakatakk song. Easier said than done. Now, if you play them together, if you play them side by side, you can really hear the similarities. Now, initially, the Toxic Bunnies would say that, oh, it's more like an homage. But then when people are starting to notice it, now the Toxic Bunnies were calling it sampling. And now that Shakatakk has gotten a Korean law firm, has engaged a Korean law firm, and that law firm has since written Hybe, specifically Adore, since Hybe does have the umbrella, accusing New Jeans and Adore of basically plagiarizing their song. Now, at this point, the Toxic Bunnies are pretty quiet, but this is I guess maybe karma and things going back 360, since Min Hee Jin would talk about other groups copying her concept. But guess what? This is a real life example of a group accusing New Jeans and accusing New Jeans and Min Hee Jin for plagiarizing a song. Now they're asking them to stop playing the song, and any residual or any earnings, and they want to cut. They basically want to be compensated for it. Now, for the Toxic Bunnies who called it sampling, to sample a song, I think they need, if I'm not mistaken, it's also with some articles that they have to apply for it to be sampled, and they did check and they did not apply it. So they basically copied the song. They basically copied parts of the song. Now, they were talking about some octaves, and they're talking about Shakatakk's company actually listed a number of them, a number of the points, the points of similarities they have between the two songs. And it's pretty substantial. Now, the thing is, actually, it came at a bad time, or maybe a good time, I guess, or because there's some things that could happen. Because number one, since Hybe now controls majority of Adore, since they removed 2 of Min Hee Jin's deputies and put 3 of their own, now Hybe really has to protect Adore, because they now control it. They're still part of the Hybe umbrella. Now, Hybe has since replied to it and asking Shakatakk to give them a detailed list of what they think it was plagiarized. I personally believe that it's more like a delaying tactic now. Now it's basically Hybe being Hybe, using their big guns to try to delay this or try to inconvenience Shakatakk. But then, since they now control Adore, but since then I'm not sure, but it was spoken in another commenter that maybe they can use that suit or that complaint against Min Hee Jin to get her out, because the only way to get her out is through something criminal. Right now, I'm not sure if this is actually counts as criminal, but then again, this is already a foreign company, a foreign group complaining against Min Hee Jin. Now, again, Toxic Bunnies who talk about that it's Hybe trying to push this narrative, because there was also another plagiarism issue. But why at this time? Because Hybe now controls Adore. It is not in Hybe's best interest to have anything against Adore at the moment, because now they control Adore. So why would they sabotage Adore? They have to make it work now because they're not controlling it. And this is again maybe another karma attack against Min Hee Jin, since the Grammy Museum engaged Hybe to put up some things for them to display. And initially Toxic Bunnies talked about that New Jeans was absent, but in truth it was actually Min Hee Jin who didn't want New Jeans to join, because she felt that the space that's going to be given to her is not premium enough. Right? So and people are they're blaming Hype for it, but it's actually Min Hee Jin. So I guess I would say that it's like really karma coming back. You know, it's karma coming back. It's karma hitting her back pretty hard. But it also presents a potential can of worms for other groups, maybe other foreign acts too, who might have found something too similar from their music with a K-pop song, and they can just attack them. So I'm actually pretty conflicted if it should work or it should not, because it's good for me. I like it because at least it shows Min Hee Jin that she copies herself. She accuses other people of copying, but she copied herself. She copied the concept of New Jeans from Jeans and some of the videos from Speed. So, and it's coming back to her now, but at the same time, it could hurt the industry. So I'm not sure what will happen. There's no lawsuit yet, really. It's just more like a letter, like a demand. So we're not sure what will happen yet. They did it in June. We're now towards the end of July, so I'm not sure what will happen after this. But then again, what happens could affect the industry. At the same time, to also add to this is that I guess Hyuna, the former, I noticed her before when she was with 4 Minute, and also when she did Gangnam Style with Psy, and basically she had to cancel some of her US tour dates, which I guess due to her dating scandal with one of the Burning Sun guys. Well, honestly, I feel sad for her because it's hurting her career, and she's literally getting canceled. Like in her previous event, they're quiet when she's trying to engage the crowd. I know it's her choice. I mean, it's her choice. Who are we to talk about her choice? But then again, it's her choice, and it's her choice to well, I guess, date that guy. So after breaking up with Dawn, who supposedly wanted to marry her, which we didn't, but now she goes with this guy, and they're now engaged. Well, I guess maybe she found a kindred spirit with the guy, but then again, she's an adult. She has to live with her choices, and with a fandom like K-pop fandom, which really can cancel her. Well, I do feel bad, but then again, it's her choice. Well, actually, that's basically it. It's just like something new I just recently found out with regards to Min Hee Jin, and I think for a guy who I started standing Eyelit because of all that hate. At this point, I think it's just justice. I think it's poetic justice for her, and for all her shenanigans. But then again, I'm not sure how it will affect the industry if it really pushes through. But I'm just happy that I'm not really happy, but it's sad for anyway. But I guess it's just right that all this comes back. So, and I hope people learn from this.